good day. A little mood music, a little aromatherapy. So, as I learned this from my dad, the human body, acupressure. There are many ways of doing it. The way we're going to work today, as you'll see as I go through this, working nerve conduction, stretching the body at the same time, as you'll see as we work. Start lower body. Start with the feet first. Just bring the feet up. Moving them. Keeping all the joints always free, working. Flexibility, as we get older, as we get younger, is very important. Too many times in our lives, whether it's through injury or laziness, we do not move. We do not stay flexible. Always work both sides evenly. Working up the Achilles tendon, right into the calf. Yes, at times it can feel painful, but the benefits outweigh any discomfort that you feel now. Carlos knows this. Working right down the Achilles tendon, working up into the calf. It's like the pre-stretch, limbering everything up. Just getting in there, making sure the muscles are a little bit warm. It's cold outside. Make sure everything's nice and loose and limber. Working that pathway down the back of the thigh. Same thing, always on both sides, keeping everything even. So Carlos, when Carlos first came to me, he removed his shoes and he walked like the Tin Man. And I went, oh! Now, just for a little point of reference as well, Carlos does not just get stretch massage from me. He's one of my students. I teach the martial arts, and this is part of the service as well, what I do. So, came to me, took his shoes off, as I said to him, take your shoes off, I want to see the way you stand. I always say to my students and to my clients, I'm going to teach you how to breathe, I'm going to teach you how to walk and how to stand again. They always look at me kind of strange, but it's true. So I took his shoes off, and I don't know if the camera can really detail, he's got a very, very high arch, extremely high arch. And like I said, he walked like the Tin Man. I'm not a doctor. I don't practice to be a doctor. I'm not posing to be a doctor. I just learned this from childhood from my dad. And seeing the way Carlos walked, obviously a problem, I asked him a few questions, and he told me how they decided to, the doctors that he went to, work from here down rather than from here up. I said, no, we're going to work from the ground up. We're going to make this strong, build it all the way up. It took a few months, then Carlos told me, and he's going to wave again, because he went to a wedding and he was dancing, which is something that he wasn't really able to do in a long time. Not to the extent that he was able to this last time he went to the wedding. Been taking class with me for a number of months, and he's come a long, very long way. To sit here and try to explain every little movement of what I do, there's not enough hours. But basically, I'm working on pressure points, working through the tendons, muscle, all of the leg, the IT bands on the side, the piriformis deep in the glutes. It's a muscle that's very deep in your gluteus. We're going to be working the psoas, which is in the front. I'm going to flip them up over. And a lot of people have these problems. Why? Because they sit all day or they stand all day, neither of which are very good for you. We don't stretch enough. Nobody does. I tell people all the time, stretch. It's very important. Like I said, loosening everything up. And you saw how I'm working my way up the body. So now basically how everything is warmed up, and we start really digging in, the fun time. People love it. Again, we start at the feet. Working very deep. From the heel all the way up to the top of the toes. Carlos is used to this, but I promise you, the first handful of times that maybe one day I work on you, you're going to jump a little bit. It doesn't seem like a lot that I'm pressing, but I can feel his body tense just a little bit. He's still getting used to me. Your hands over the years, between the martial arts and doing this, get very developed. So, may not seem like a lot, but it's painful, but a good pain. I don't know if anyone out there has ever taken a baseball and rolled it underneath their feet, sitting on a chair, and just roll that baseball up underneath your feet. If you've never done it, try it. It'll give you a little bit of an idea, of how I work. But also, again, I will tell you this, that everyone goes at their own pace. There's people I work on that I work on at 10 to 20% of pressure. People, let's say like Carlos, good 70% without it really being uncomfortable. There are days that I work even harder, a good 90%. feels good. I will say, trust me, it feels good. You don't hear Carlos screaming yet. And there are also different devices, which I'm going to get one in a minute, that I use on the different muscle groups. That you have in your own home. And you can use a lot of them on yourself. Be right back. If you don't have one, I'm sure Mom has one. Go visit Mom and say, Mom, do you have another rolling pin? They really work well. Old-fashioned rolling pin, but it works great. When I'm having more of an invasive day, deeper into the muscle, I have a small, let's call it what it is, it's a small orange hammer. And I don't beat you with it, but I use it as like I would use my hands, digging even deeper into the muscle. My idea and my concepts, like I said, come from my dad, my teacher. Getting those muscle fibers to open up. A lot of times that knot is like a fist. When you have a knot, it's like a fist, and you gotta break those little muscle fibers up. Little by little, you start loosening muscles loose. You want them free. Sometimes you gotta be very invasive to get in there to work on them. Like I said, trust me, he feels it, but he's used to it. I always say the next day, I always tell Carlos or whoever I'm working on, what are you doing tomorrow? Not a lot. You will feel sore the next day. But guaranteed how good you will feel. In 2 days, you're going to be like, wow, I'm standing up more straight. I don't feel those aches and pains in different parts of my body. You're more relaxed, you're not tense. I have one client that comes in, every time I see him, his shoulders are in his neck. By the time he leaves me, an hour and a half later though, he's like this. The average is 45 minutes, an hour and a half. I work on Carlos an hour. But again, your body's got to build up to it. You can't just throw yourself into something and be like, I'm strong, I can handle this, which I have a few of my students and clients that think they could just jump in head first. And I tell them, I warn them. I'm not bad today, Carlos. She's pretty loose. This is good. She's loosening up. Yay! Carlos has come a long way, not just because of me, but because of himself as well. Again, I'm not a dietitian. I am not I don't consider myself a personal trainer. Coach, teacher. I know what I know from doing this so many years. And I won't talk how many years, I will just say that do you mind telling me how old you are, Carlos?
Yeah.
He minds, okay. So I'll just say late 30s. 39. I have been doing this longer than Carlos is alive. Very long time. And experience is the best. By the way, you see a nice blank wall here. There are no certificates up here because it's all in here, and in here. Spirit, mind, body. A lot of years of doing this over and over. The only thing I will claim is that by the time you leave, you're going to feel a lot better. Good. Elbows are great. It's a great defensive weapon. But it's also good for massage. Finding those little knots. Breaking them up. Oh, found one. So like I said, it's sitting here and telling you every pressure point, where they are, how they work, so like flutters. I tell people, there's an anatomical chart, front and back, with a million little red dots on it. A couple 100,000 dots. There's a lot of dots. My dad, God rest his soul, said to me, when you learn all of these, your training is done. One day, I walked up to him and said, I know them all. He quizzed me, and I passed. But that was a long time ago, and I was doing it already. At that point, I started training when I was 3 years old in the martial arts. I was roughly 10 years old, and Dad started working different joint manipulation, pressure points. Let's just put it this way. I was 10 years old, and as old as I am now, I was still doing this longer than Carlos is alive. I'm feeling old. Deep breathing all the time. He knows I don't have to keep reminding him. But I tell people, breathe. They don't breathe. Oh, by the way, you don't. It reminds me, I told Carlos a story. I used to see the guys, most of the guys on the beach going, I'm here. No, we don't breathe from here. Diaphragm. Breathe down here. Makes a difference. Whether you're a student or a client, number one, breathe from here, not here. We're back. We have to change the battery. It happens. I think Carlos wanted to get away from the pain a little bit. I don't blame him. These days I want to get away from the pain too. Breathing, breathing. Oh yes, I'm ready for my Clark Kent. Right up in here. Carlos is a little tight. His upper back, traps. We'll loosen him up. Like I mentioned, elbow's great. although my fingers work just as well. Oh, something moved. Oh, something's moving. Oh, that's good. Nice. It's a funny thing. There are a lot of people out there that have a lot of talents, gifts. But without a plaque on the wall, they get held back by things. I don't let that get in my way. If you're good at something, no matter what it is, just go after it. Sometimes things take time. It's a little slow beginning. That's good. It's fine. Gives you a chance to stumble, fall, get up, and keep going forward. So like I said, if you're good at something, keep doing it. You know, you may not become a millionaire doing it, but if you can help even just one person, it means a lot. Ooh, crunchy. Once again. Got a nice matching set of crunchiness. And mind you, like I said, a lot of times it looks like, oh, he's just picking his arm up. He's putting it down on his back and he's putting in the point of his elbow. It's a little bit more to it than that. Everything's a measurement. But I'm no different than a carpenter. When you get so used to doing things for years, your eye becomes like a ruler. And I know exactly where I gotta go. Even if I don't look, it's by touch. Find that spot. Feel that muscle that's in a knot. Just work it out. Right there. Good. Excuse me. A lot of times people will hold a lot of tension, depending upon who you are, what your job is. Their neck, their upper back, shoulders, all scrunched up. Some people hold it in the lower back. Women hold a lot of not only tension, but pain. In their back, in their shoulders, upper traps. We're constructed differently, obviously. So where on certain people, because of your job, I'm going to look at what you do, how I can fix it for your job. Now as an individual, male or female. For as much as we're the same, we're very different. There's a funny little trick I use on some guys that I work on because they're big burly men. They're men. They can take pain. They can do anything a woman can do. And it's the chair trick, I call it. I don't know who invented it or how long it's been around. You're basically taking a chair, putting it up against the wall. I'll try to add this little video to this one day. The chair trick. There's not a man on the planet that can do it. And they get so upset. And I look at them and go, come on, you're a big man, tough man. You can do this. Any woman on the planet can do it. You can't. There you go. Loosen up. The trick is to have, pardon me, the trick is to have your heel touching the buttocks. It'll happen. Now, if you have any type of knee injury, let me stop here for a second. If you've got a knee injury, I ask you all these questions when you first come to me. Elbows, knees, hips, back, neck. Did you ever have a surgery? Did you take a fall? Did you have a car accident? Etc. I need to know these things, whether you're on the table or whether you're in class with me. I don't want to push something. Oh, I had knee surgery. Well, tell me these things. No knee surgery, no etc. It makes a difference. I don't want to hurt. I'm here to heal you, not hurt you. I'm here to give you mobility back. Good. Now you can also tell, or maybe you can see it, it goes right in. We're made up of two halves. They're not exactly equal. Good. There is occasions, well, most of the time, one leg is longer than the other. People go, what are you talking about? It's the way we're built. It's not much on most people. You probably wouldn't even realize it. I put you up on the table and see how your heels are lined up. Usually there's one that's off just by a little bit. A little bit. Bit. It makes a big difference. That difference will shoot up your leg, into your hip, into your back, all the way into your neck. People go, come on. My neck? I got a pain in my leg and I'm going to feel it in my neck? Yeah. Absolutely. And it touches. Like I said, if you're watching the different pressure points that I'm hitting, loosening up the muscle, keeping the hips nice and loose. Good. I'm going to ask Carlos to turn over. Now working on Carlos for a while. If you see me, I'm like poking, prodding at his thigh, why? Doing different things, or looking at his arm or shoulder. Has a tendency of being a little tighter in certain areas. Certain areas looser, certain areas are tighter. I think I need some water. So, like I said before, the psoas just down the front. Not being a doctor sometimes is good. I'm going to rephrase that. Telling you what I'm doing. Using plain English. Your hip feels tight, and it feels like it's shooting down towards your groin. Psoas. My big name for the day, my big word for the day. But if you keep it loose, a lot of things can not go wrong. Once again, I tell people to stretch, and then when they tell me how they're stretching, I just... There are stretches that you can do to yourself that I can show you as we get deeper into my new channel. You can do these on your own. Some you can't. Not because you're not talented, but just a positioning. Oh, one thing. Don't ever force to stretch. If it feels that tight when you're stretching, I'm not saying there's something really wrong. Be careful. Take your time. Do not rush. I'm feeling that nice rotation in his hip fields. I'm feeling a little tightness on the side of his leg. Your IT bands go all the way down the side of your leg. Like I said, I don't like to use a lot of big words. They sound really good. There was a buddy of mine many years ago, riding on motorcycles, and we saw some guy stuck on the side of the road. We stopped to help him out. A friend of mine looked at him, I was younger, and he says, "Chrome don't get you home." And I didn't understand it at the time. I was young. When we got to our destination, I looked at him and I was like, what are we talking about? Chrome doesn't get you home. He goes, it doesn't. His bike looks beautiful. It's got chrome from one end to the other. It's polished. It's mirrored. The sun hits it. It could blind you. Doesn't do anything for the bike. Same thing in here. Whether it's the martial arts or this. It don't have to be, my favorite line that I came up with is, it doesn't have to be pretty to work. Breathe. There's some room. Nice. Now, like I said, there's a lot of stretches that you'll probably have seen that you probably try to do yourself, but you will not be able to get as deep. Oh yes, please, when you're getting stretched or you're stretching yourself, please wear something that's comfortable. You've got to be comfortable in what you're doing, even uncomfortable. I call this my work clothes. Because I feel comfortable. Wear things that make you feel comfortable. There is something I forgot to touch on before. Neither one of us are wearing a mask. Both of us have been tested. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. Very important. Very important. Just so people know this. I ask student or client, please get tested constantly in our times of everything going on. It's hard for me to work on someone from 6 feet away. So take your precautions. Always. Always. Go a little deeper now. Oh, good. Good. Very good. I will tell you that when I first worked on Carlos, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he wasn't flexible, but the amount of how deep I'm going now came a long way. Came such a long way. Yeah. Right there. Felt a little tightness? Yeah. Right in there. The best way to explain what I'm feeling on my hands feels like guitar strings. Good. Movement. I work on a principle also of natural movements. I love yoga, I love different forms of exercise, but sometimes I feel like you're being put into a position that the human body has no rhyme or reason to be put in. Or the particular person as time passes, you become more flexible and so forth. Sure, you can stretch to that degree. Wonderful. Like I said, don't force anything. No matter how knotted up a client is, I'm not going to stand there and keep drilling in and drilling in and drilling in. Relief, not pain. Did you work on chest? You seem very strong. Yes. I can feel it. I knew it. Yeah. Again, I don't tell people how to eat or what to use as far as medications. I'm not a doctor. I keep saying that over and over. I'm not a doctor. What I use, I don't know if I can say the product. It can always get bleeped out. Tiger Bomb, Bengay. They work. Take a nice hot shower. Shoulders, neck, hips. Works. Good. There. See how the other side feels. Oh, you have a matching set. Oh, a little painful, but good. I love input from my students and or my clients. I always tell them, please tell me if something feels too tight, too stiff, too loose, too whatever.
It feels all of it.
It feels all of it, as Carlos says. Good. Makes it a little tight, but good. Everything feels good. We're just about done. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank Carlos so much for letting me use his body and work on it. I am looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Any questions, any comments, please leave them. Let me know what you think. It was great meeting you. Hope to see you soon.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Bye now.